Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been about a week and a half, I believe, since my last video. I was gonna do like a whole vlog today and do something fun with the kids and kind of show you guys more of my parenting aspect. But one thing that has really been bothering me and that I wanted to address with everyone is that about a week ago, I got a message on Instagram from somebody in my personal life who had seen my YouTube videos, and they felt like I wasn't being honest, or I was trying to hide my past life. Well, not like past life, like I died and came back or something, but like what I did in my past. And you know, they felt like I wasn't being genuine to my subscribers, and that was kind of one thing that I did want to talk about today. So I guess let's start off by, I just want to say that I have been very kind of tiptoeing around certain things that I wanted to share on my YouTube channel, and the reason is because I felt like if I put some of these things out there that people would judge me or think that I'm not going to be a good parent, and I want to show everybody that those stigmas are so wrong. So first of all, I want to talk about being a pregnant mom on methadone. So right before the home invasion that my husband and I had back in April of 2018, we were struggling with an opiate addiction, and from there we went to the hospital. They got us off of drugs, thankfully, and we were clean and healthy. So we went to the methadone clinic. They had, you know, told us get back on the methadone clinic, which is something that we had done in the past. We had taken it before. We knew it worked. We knew it kept us sober, all of that. So then I was actually already on the methadone before I got pregnant, and now that I'm 20 weeks along, I'm at a stable dose, and I was kind of just wanting to come on here and just tell everybody, you know, it's not something that to be ashamed about. It's not something to be ashamed about. It's not something that we should hide. And you know, when I got that message from somebody in my personal life who just felt like I was trying to be like all these other mommy bloggers out here who are just regular moms who aren't gonna have to deal with any issues with their baby when it's born, because yes, because I'm taking methadone, my baby could come out and have some withdrawal symptoms. I did have my other two children on methadone, so I will talk more about that as time goes on for this channel. But basically, I want to take this channel and let everyone know that I want you guys to see the stigma is wrong. There's a lot of myths about methadone and pregnancy, and there's a lot of moms out there who are on methadone and pregnant or just had a baby on methadone that don't want to admit it, because the parenting world on YouTube is so discriminatory, I guess the word is, like, and it really sucks, because as parents we're always learning. You know, I've seen some parents that have never done drugs, who have never smoked a cigarette in their life, who are just awful, abusing parents who, you know, can't take care of their child. So I don't think it's right for anyone to judge anybody about what they're taking while they're pregnant or not pregnant. This is what some of us need to do for our sobriety. Luckily, since I was in the hospital, since I started the methadone program again, I've been clean since April 20th of 2018, and I can't tell you how much better I feel during this pregnancy. I haven't really had many symptoms. not pertaining to the methadone, I did want to talk about my dose in case anyone is wondering, or any of you methadone moms are out there and you're questioning if your dose is getting too high, if you're going up too fast. I just want to start out and say that when I was first found out that I was pregnant back in like early March, I was at, I think, 90 milligrams of methadone, and I had to move up 5 milligrams at about 11 weeks along. I started to feel a little bit crappy, so I went up 5 milligrams, and then I have gone up 5 milligrams again since then. So now I'm at 100 milligrams, and oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. So I am at 100 milligrams now, and I'm feeling very comfortable there. Keep in mind, everybody is different. Everybody's dose is different. You know, doses are just numbers. We're all different. Our body metabolizes the medicine differently. So if you're at 130 or 140, or even if you're pregnant and you're at, let's say, 40 milligrams, it really just depends on your body, so don't worry too much about that. And I did want to talk about one of the myths about your dose being really high and your baby being born and needing to be dosed with methadone or morphine, because now they use morphine to help the babies with the withdrawals so that they're not sick. And one of the things that I want to talk about is that I have had both of my living children were born on methadone. My daughter was born on methadone 9 years ago, and she was dosed with methadone. We had to dose her for about 6 weeks, weaning her off, and she did great. She didn't have any signs of discomfort or anything like that. And then 4 years later, my son Jackson was born, and he did not have to take methadone. What they do when you're on any kind of opiate or medicine like Suboxone or Subutex, methadone, they will watch the baby for about 2 hours, and they have a chart where they score the babies to let you know if the baby is withdrawn. Like if they're having sneezing, they put a 1 down. If they're having leg stretching, like eyes watering, crying, things like that, diarrhea, vomiting in extreme cases. But for the most part, they have a chart and they will mark everything down, and if your child scores high enough, then they will dose your child. So Madison did need to be dosed. Jackson did not. We got to take Jackson home pretty much right away. He did have to spend 2 days in the NIC unit because he was born at 37 weeks and he was not breathing as well as they would have liked him to be. So for that reason, he was in the NIC unit for a couple of days, but it wasn't because of the methadone, and it wasn't because of the withdrawals or anything like that. Later on in my pregnancy, and when I do give birth, I want to show everybody how the nurses treat us methadone moms, because if anyone out there has had a child and they're on methadone and the baby, the nurses can sometimes be very judgmental. They treat you like you don't know what you're doing, or they give you an attitude because they don't like the choices that you've made. And I am completely pro-life. I don't believe in abortion. So I don't believe that, I know some people say, how could you bring a baby into the world taking a medicine like that? But let me tell you guys have been following me for quite a while now. You guys see the pictures of my children, and you would never know that they were born addicted to methadone if I hadn't said anything. So that's one of the main things that I really wanted to touch on today, and I'm hoping that you guys will have a lot of questions so that I can talk a lot more about this. Because I've been looking around for the past couple weeks on YouTube to see if there was any other moms out there who had really come out and said, I want to show you guys how our clinic works. I want to show you how the nurses treat us in the hospital, and how people look down upon us as parents because we used to be addicts. And, you know, I just want to remind everybody that, number one, this is a disease and some of us can't control it. Number two, that doesn't make us bad parents. I love my children more than anything. I would do anything for them. Did I fuck up at some point in my life? Yes, of course. But does that mean that I'll never be able to be a good parent or, you know, have a normal life? No, that's not true at all. I go to the methadone clinic once a week and I pick up a whole week's worth of doses. I could be picking up at least, I think, 2 weeks at a time. But right now, because I'm pregnant, they want to keep a closer eye on you. Well, me. So they're having me come in once a week. And so every morning I wake up, I take my dose, and I go about my day normally just like anyone else would. And, you know, I just want to show everybody that, you know, there's a stigma around methadone and people who take it. And I am just a regular mom who needs the medication, and I take it, and I'm pregnant, and I want to share my journey with you guys because there's nobody out there who has been brave enough to talk about this, to talk about methadone and pregnancy, and to talk about how difficult it is. You know, and it also, I also want to talk really quick because this is something that I have been dealing with for a while, and I had it with my pregnancy with Jackson, and then I also had the same problem with Liam when I was pregnant. But I do want to say that me taking methadone had absolutely nothing to do with why Liam passed away. He unfortunately had a nice tight knot in his cord, and unfortunately that is what made him pass. He wasn't getting oxygen and his little heart just stopped. So that had nothing to do with the methadone. That is just unfortunately a very scary, rare accident. Anyways, yeah, it's like really sad, but I had been having cramps, like after about an hour and a half after I would take my methadone, I would get these like dull cramps, like on my right side, near my hip bone almost, and it felt like contractions, but not really. I don't really know how to explain it. It was just very strange feeling, and when I was pregnant with Liam, I had totally forgot that I had experienced that with Jackson until my friend was like, you know, you had this same issue with Jackson. Do you think you should talk to your methadone doctor about it? And so I decided to talk to the doctor about it. They told me to talk to my OBGYN about it. So I talked to my OBGYN about it, and my OBGYN said to go talk to the methadone doctor. So that's the only problem I'm having with having two doctors and neither of them knowing what is causing this issue. But in the last, well, this is my third pregnancy now where I'm dealing with the feeling of cramping and almost contraction, like after about an hour after I take it. So I was wondering if there's any other methadone moms out there that are pregnant that have experienced it or are experiencing it. Please leave a comment in the comments below. If you don't want to, sorry, I keep getting text messages. If you don't want to leave a comment because you are afraid to let anyone else know that you are a mom on methadone, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and send me a direct message, or you can send me an email. Really, guys, I have to finish getting ready. I gotta do something with this rat's nest up here. But I just wanted to jump on here and talk about that really quick because it was really bothering me, and I didn't want anyone to feel like I'm not being genuine or I'm not sharing the nitty-gritty parts of my life. I just wanted to get a little bit more established and a little bit more comfortable speaking on camera. It's very difficult to stare into that little tiny circle for the camera so it looks like I'm making eye contact with my viewer. So I just want to say, you know, it's not that I wasn't trying to be honest or that I'm trying to make myself seem like someone that I'm not, because trust me guys, I am coming, I'm like going up the hill finally. Like, I was down here and I'm getting clean and we're finally, you know, so I just want everyone to realize that just because I look happy and just because everything looks great doesn't mean that there's underlying things going on in my life. And I don't think that anyone should ever pressure you or me or anyone in general to come out and talk about something before you're ready. And that was one thing I wanted to say, is that, you know, I am ready to discuss being a pregnant mom on methadone, and I would love to answer any questions that anybody has. If you guys have any questions or concerns, or you know, you just want to give me a shout out and applaud me for coming out and being brave about this, you know, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. I did make a new Twitter, so I will leave that in the description box. Also, there's my GoFundMe if anybody would like to donate to that. I'm going to leave my business email for anyone who would like to send me a business email or donate to the baby. And I am going to do a video probably tomorrow or the next day giving you guys my halfway there update. I am now 20 weeks along and we do know what we're having, but we want to get everyone's guesses before we announce it. So if anyone has any guesses and they want to leave them, go ahead. But yeah, so that's basically it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And like I said, if you guys have any questions about methadone, or you guys have any questions for my next video that you want me to answer, whether it be about my life or about my addiction or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. But give this video a like and a thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for all your support. I love you all so much. Bye.